Fate of the universe on the line. I want Iguodala.
Kevin Durant. You know who I am.
Curry, way downtown. Up for the layup. Oh, blocked by James. Is this the dagger?
Brothers unite. Next step, street fight. But they're all ballers, so it's all right. Bulls cruising like MJ. Wizards leading the way. Taking a break from the usual. It's just another day. On the Hashtag Ball is NBA podcast, your favorite NBA podcast in Indian accent. If this is your first time listening to us, please do subscribe to us wherever you listen to your podcast at. It could be Spotify, YouTube, or in case of one of our listeners, the dreaded web player in the association this week. Enes Kanter took shots at King James's social justice hypocrisy. Washington Wizards went to the top of the Eastern Conference for the first time since they abandoned reverse alphabetical seeding to start the season. And Charles Barkley took shots at math and yoga mats in the same interview. Speaking of surprising, I've got with me, as always, someone who no one tells secrets to, someone who has no record of traveling ticketless, and someone who's acing No Nut November this year. My co-host, Vineet Devaya. Vineet, welcome.
Excellent. This could have been one of your best intros, I would say. How much time do you take to write these things?
I don't think I take time at all. For me, you're like the mythical Stig. Stig from Top Gear.
Huh.
Like they always like some say this is and then they do too. So in my head, I've always been. Before we start off anything else, the Indian National Basketball League, the INBL, has started off its opening ceremony. I went for the ceremony. I was not invited.
Oh, you were there.
I was there. Yes, I was there.
Oh, I saw the video. I thought maybe like somebody sent you the video or something.
I don't do that. I have to be there.
Oh my God, dedication.
I was there. Yeah, man. They got some Kannada actor. I think Yash, his name was. Yash. Do you know Yash?
Yes, I know him. KGF.
Oh yeah, you're right. That guy. He came all beard, scruffy, and he's like, basketball. He spoke a lot in Kannada, so I didn't understand. But he said basketball team game. I wanted to play, but they didn't let me play. I don't know. I think something I was saying, and like yes, we must do all these things. And they had a couple of exhibition games, and Raftaar was there, and all the chief minister of governor, like all the usual.
Raftaar is this thing, no? Is a Mallu, right?
Did you know that? I mean, when I first realized that his name is actually Dilin Nair also, and it's unbelievable.
Did you feel a sense of pride? Do you feel a sense
I don't know how he does the Punjabi thing so clear. I mean, I don't know. Maybe he was raised there. But whatever it does, it was absolutely amazing. That the crowd was like, "Oh my God, what's that?" And I was like, "Oh, this is what young music is like." Okay, all right.
Has there been any Mallu that you realized, oh, he's Mallu, and you were like, you suddenly felt a sense of pride? Any
I don't know.
Celebrity or famous personality?
I don't know. Kenny Sebastian is Mallu. But he's more Bangalore Mallu.
But it's not like if you it's like my thing is like it's not like if you hear Kenny Sebastian like if he says it's Mallu, you wouldn't be like, oh, surprise, like oh shit.
Okay.
Like with Raftaar, I think like even when I read, it's like his name is Raftaar. He raps in Punjabi, but he's like Mallu.
Mallu from Trivandrum.
Yeah. So no such surprises.
No, because usually like unless it's like if you told me Freddie Mercury was Mallu, I'd be like, oh my God, wow. Even though
I was going to say that was my biggest
it has to be like a stage name has to be there because Mallu names are very very Mallu. You really wouldn't go and find some non-Mallu original name. It has to be like a stage name, and you're like, oh wow. Eminem comes out and like I was born in Pattanamthitta. I'm like, oh what? And that'll be pretty weird. Because Raftaar doesn't even look very Mallu, I think. Or maybe it's just a persona.
Nah, Mallus are a different kind of looking Mallus. I don't think there's necessarily a stereotypical Mallu look. You have the Brahmin Mallus which look very different from the Christian Mallus, which look very different from the Mapales, which is the Muslim Mallus. They all look very, very different.
Probably. Yeah, that's true. Anyway, Vineet, this is going to be a very short episode today because more like other than the Warriors dominating, we have nothing else to talk about. But
I have questions for you, my friend.
You have questions?
I have prepared questions for you, yes.
I was not ready for this. I need 24 hours warning before lending my opinion out. My question is, I've seen the Lakers. Well, sadly, it's the Lakers, but they dominate our following. So I think only fair. They've been doing badly without LeBron James, which we sort of expected, but I don't think. I think they're just letting Anthony Davis off too easily. He's a top 75 player after all, or rather top 76. But now he came back and like again, like how much is that age? My question is, what is there anything that they can do apart from figuring it out? That you see can happen, because most of those people are like, all the superstars are superstars for long. It's not like they're upcoming superstars. They have been superstars for long. Most of their things are set. Most of their roles are set. Most of their skill sets are also set, right? And their soft skills, hard skills, whatever it is. So what do you feel? Is there, what can they possibly hypothetically do?
I mean, hypothetically, I think they should get rid of Russell Westbrook. Not because I don't think he's a good fit. I just think that I don't think he is happy there. I don't think he's performing to the extent that he wants to perform, because he has to play a completely different role. And once you put LeBron on that floor with Russell Westbrook, Westbrook kind of gets negated, right? Because he's extremely bad without the ball, extremely bad, and he's not a shooter. So they just have to, I think, maybe just see if they can swap Russell Westbrook for some two pieces that are kind of 3-and-D. Because you see, AD, LeBron, Carmelo, they'll give you enough scoring, because Carmelo's been scoring really well, consistently, high field goal percentage, not really taking airspace out. And it's really weird for me to say that I would pick Carmelo over Russell Westbrook, because Westbrook just. The thing is, Westbrook brings so much to the table that what he is required to bring right now for the Lakers, I don't think he's bringing. He's getting you all of these other things, but there are other people who are better than him in all those other things. So he doesn't have to pull in 10 rebounds. I don't think stuff like that. And so that's the problem with Westbrook. Westbrook is such a dog. It's he's like a mini Wilt, right? Wilt used to do so much on the floor that when he's asked to do one thing, he is just impossible for him to do it. He's completely useless. He has to be that.
He has to be the go-to guy all the time.
No, it's not even a go-to guy. Yeah, he has to be that guy who's doing everything. That's how his game is. His game is he's going to assist, he's going to take rebound, he's going to run the floor. He's not going to make cuts or anything like that. So that's I think this is the only way for them to make a real change in their gameplay, because otherwise I don't think they're magically going to fit all the pieces together. You just have to get rid of pieces.
I think we have to get rid of that notion that somehow, if the fitting in has not happened for so long, I think we should just give up hope that it's going to happen.
So long is what, 10, 15, how many games? Is it 12 games now?
Yeah, 17 games the Lakers have played, 8 and 9, or 9 and 8, one of those. I think 8 and 9.
Yeah, it's 1/4 of the season, 25%.
Yeah, close to 1/4 of the season. But see, the concerning factor, at least for me, is that nothing has changed in these 17 games, right? Even let's take the time LeBron was off, not there. We'll talk about that later, but why we should not do that. But the 11 games LeBron has played, they've only beaten the Rockets 2 times. They've lost to the OKC. They've not beaten any sort of real contender. All the games that they've won also, it's indicative of the fact that the team is not really sure of how to end the games. Now, I don't think any team, unless there's some team who's willing to going to just tank the hell out, is going to trade for Russell Westbrook, because they have to take on his monster contract, and they have to please the Lakers with good players. Not even they have to be actually really good players, not players that they can flip again, because the Lakers want to do it this year. That's the sort of thing that makes sense.
They have a 2-year window with LeBron. Yeah.
In my head, I'm thinking someone like a Tyrese Maxey, who's been playing absolutely amazing for the 76ers in the absence of Ben Simmons. So in my head, Tyrese Maxey move is the only one which has any chance of happening. See, honestly, what I felt is, usually you see that when somebody's struggling, that the struggle really demotivates them. I think whatever anger, like whatever, it's not working, right? It's not working for Westbrook. His mid range is off. His shooting percentage at the rim is off. Like absolutely nothing is working. But he's trying so hard on the other ends, like racking up all these fouls, trying all these things, getting all these turnovers. It for me, it's an indication of like the effort is there. It's absolutely not working. Maybe it's a lineup issue. They really don't have the defense to also string together any sort of defensive like, yes, we're gonna stop you guys. It's so evident that the defensive rotations are off and everything is just off. And I don't. This is what I was talking about. That I don't think that it is fair to put all that blame on Russell Westbrook when Anthony Davis, on the other hand, has just been taking the okay, there is a MVP in the team, so I can take a step back. Like we are talking about a 33-year-old Westbrook, whereas Anthony Davis is supposed to be at the peak of his powers right now. So I was saying before the second interruption that I think we have to take into cognizance that we have a very fit Anthony Davis on the team as well. Anthony Davis has been shooting career lows from 3-pointers. He's not been rebounding that well. He's looking also pretty lethargic. He gets his point because of his height. I think we need to start putting the blame a little bit more on Anthony Davis as well, because as the leader on the team, because after LeBron James, it's Anthony Davis, second best player on the team. Without LeBron James, Anthony Davis is the best player on the team. And he's supposed to be one of the 76 greatest players in the NBA. He has to take some sort of a leadership role and has to make some things happen by himself. He can't be over reliant on just the point guard giving him the ball. Like his usage rates are almost comparable to Westbrook, just maybe 3-4 percentages down. And I think that he's sort of like flying under the radar and being like, okay, it's like this. I'm not the best player on this team, but he is the best player on the team. I think he should take up some responsibility, because there was a time, and not even that long ago, where we said Anthony Davis and Giannis Antetokounmpo same level of the player, same. Before Giannis went and won the ring, like they both had the similar physical attributes, and they had similar games as well. Anthony Davis was even actually a better 3-point shooter as well. But things I think have descended quite unfavorably for him. What would you say to that?
I would say that you are wrong.
Okay.
But I mean, you're not wrong in the sense like, yes, Anthony Davis should be carrying the team and like banging out wins. But I don't think you can blame him. I don't think that he is to blame. He can do more, but not to be blamed.
What is the difference?
The difference is like he's not the reason why they are losing. He's probably the reason why they are winning, whatever games they're winning. But he's not, like most of the games that the Lakers have won, I think Anthony Davis has scored a lot of points. Is he the highest scorer for the Lakers? I think so.
Probably. I mean, I don't know about PPG, but definitely Peace, because he's played more. And LeBron, who would be the other suspect.
So I'm not going to blame Anthony Davis, but I've always said this about Anthony Davis. He doesn't have that killer mentality. Like he doesn't have it. Like I've never seen him be frustrated after a loss. I've never seen him like really take
angry that something is
it's not even like Tim Duncan used to be angry, but you would not see it in his like it's not about like expressing anger. It's about like wanting to win so desperately that you're doing everything that is possible to win the game, right? And I just don't see that with him. He just seems like he's kind of like T-Mac, right? Like T-Mac was extremely like talented, but just didn't have that. I don't know what it is. Just didn't have it for some reason.
I want it. Give it to me.
Yeah, it's like that obsession.
I mean, you're right. And I don't know whether it is because he keeps getting injured that he's sort of scared to do certain things.
I just think that some people don't have it. I mean, like I don't think, like for example, I would say that I'm also one of those people that doesn't have it, because to have that kind of mentality to win at any cost, you have to like kind of tap into some dark place in your heart and mind where it's just like you're so obsessed to win this basketball game. Like I mean, Anthony Davis doesn't necessarily.
Are you talking about not having it in terms of basketball? Because
yes.
But that's okay. You're not a professional who gets paid for doing that. That makes complete sense. But
Yeah, but my point is this. My point is Anthony Davis already has made his money. He already won a ring. He's already considered a top 75 player of all time. What does he have to lose? There's nothing. Like, that's my point. It's like that. Like Steph Curry, right? Steph Curry could hang his boots today and still be a top 20 player all time.
yeah,
Right? But he wants to be top 10. He wants to be. So he's going out there and he's building his resume. I don't think Anthony Davis has that, which is like, oh, I want to be this great person. To be that, you have to tap into some other kind of reserve of energy, and you need to get offended at any slight someone says.
yeah.
You need to take things personally, and
To take it up to the next block when someone says something.
because Anthony Davis is done. Like, he's made 300, 400 million. He has one more contract. He's another 200 million he's going to make, right? He's already won a chip. He's going to end up with a shit ton of points. What else does he want for someone? I mean, maybe an MVP. That's it.
But to win MVP, I think you need that little.
Yeah. So I've never felt that Anthony Davis had that.
So that excuses him from having it.
That does not excuse him from having it, but I'm just saying that is just not who he is. Like, he is. I mean, if I have to comp him to somebody, I would say like.
As in someone who's not Tracy.
I feel Tracy McGrady is the closest that I know, because in terms of skill, like, you can't deny Anthony Davis' skill.
Or Tracy.
Both. Yeah, I mean, defense and offense, like, Anthony Davis is elite. He can drop 35, 15 on you and be the best defender, like, in his sleep. So the only thing for him is, does he want it bad enough? Does he want to win these games? Does he want, to be great? And a part of that also has to be that, like, I think the thing about Kobe, and just to give you this Kobe's like killer mentality part, which I think I have to agree that he had, that is, even when he was playing with Shaq, who by far was like just the most dominant force on basketball has ever seen, he still felt like he was good enough to take shots away from Shaq, and he wanted to take shots away from Shaq, right? So that is an extreme situation where you see, oh fuck, this guy is so good, but I also want to be great, right? So that's an extreme situation, right? But I think you can get closer to that by saying, okay, like, I don't have to take away things, but I can, when I don't have that Shaq, when LeBron's not there, I can be LeBron. Like, I can be as dominant as LeBron, and I can actually win games. That I don't think he has, but he's contributing what he has to contribute for winning games.
But that is what I'm saying.
But
like
it's not.
Said,
no, my point is
no. My point. That is, you're sort of proving a point that he can drop 30 points, and no one in the NBA can stop him from that. Like, very few people. Like, definitely not the teams that he's lost to. What he's doing now is, again, he's doing that Joel Embiid, stay out on the perimeter. Whereas right now is when he should be thinking that LeBron is not there to take up my space in the post. Give me the ball in the post. I will give you that easy 30 points. There's a difference between that getting that easy 30 points versus that when the team is like, okay, you score 30 because we don't really care. We have stopped everyone else. Like, that easy 30 points is so demoralizing for the other team that they're like, oh my God, we don't have anyone to stop him. And now we have to deal with the fact, and we have to try to stop all these other people. Like, that's what my point was. He can get those. He can get those points. He should be getting.
No, he should be blamed to some extent. But like, if it's a pie chart of blame, I would say like Russell Westbrook has the largest share of blame.
But again, right, like to your point, that this is exactly who Westbrook has been.
No. See, so I disagree. See, because the game has changed, right? The big is not
changed. It's not changed as much from when Westbrook was playing.
No. But what I'm trying to say is that, like, a big cannot really win your game. Look at what's happening to Milwaukee, right? Without Chris Middleton, okay, Giannis will still give you 30, but like, the way the game is played today, a big cannot, because the ball, like, there's, on a defensive end, you're kind of like gone, unless you have a other dominant big on the other hand, then you're kind of effective. But it's just, I just think
AD is one of the better three, pick and roll defenders as well as offenders on the court. Like
No, no,
it's
what
not
I'm
that
saying.
it's not that he's not nimble. It's not that he doesn't have. I mean, he's not shooting well, which is fine. Okay, but like you can do the other things. So like when you see the Lakers game, you realize that it's very rarely that he goes to the post and he's like demanding the ball and trying to create those mismatches,
Yeah,
trying
but
to
then
create issues.
but he's never that player. So like I don't think, I mean, he's never been that. Even when he was with New Orleans and he was the only person, he was never like, he's more of a defender, like, than like an offensive player. I think he's more on passive offensively. The reason why I say Russell Westbrook should get the majority of the blame is because Russell Westbrook is still a guard, and it's a guard sort of gameplay right now. So,
But he's not like your normal guard, right? Like he is not a good shooter, and
which is why he's not a good fit for the Lakers. This is the point. It's like, he's what he does. There are other people that can do it, and LeBron is a better passer. LeBron is a better ball handler with respect to turnovers. So he's now, and LeBron's a better 3-point shooter. So like, there's a lot of things that Russell Westbrook is not adding to the team where he could add. So that's my point about him.
yeah,
So
I mean,
like, so like, just think about it, right? Like if you're playing a tough playoff series, you're down to like your best 7 players, right? That's how it all 7, maximum 8 if you have a very deep roster, right?
Yeah.
So is Russell Westbrook ending your games? Like, do you think that you could end a game with like tough defense and like really, complementary skills with Westbrook, Carmelo, LeBron, and AD? I don't think so.
Yeah, even I don't think so. But they've been playing him, so they must have some sort of a game plan, or they can't face Westbrook. I don't know what it is. Are they scared of Westbrook? Do you think that's possible that they're scared to go and tell him?
No, I don't think LeBron is scared of Westbrook. I just think that they have enough respect for Westbrook, which I think is Westbrook has deserved that respect. Where it's like, okay, we're going to give you some time to figure it out. Like it's not like you're not freaking Kyle Kuzma, like you're Russell Westbrook, right? So okay, we get it. You've been playing a certain way, we play a certain way. We'll give you some time to figure it out. So that's the respect. That's not like I'm afraid to tell you what is what. It's just that you can take your time because we know how great you are, and we trust that, okay, if you say you're going to put in the work and change things and get to a level where you want to. So I think this is what I think Russell Westbrook should do. Right? What Russell Westbrook should do should take a leaf out of our main man Steph Curry's book, which is move without the ball. Right? See, right now the way the Lakers are constructed, they have AD in the center, right? Or maybe one more big if the big is playing center and AD is playing power forward. And then you have LeBron, another big. So you have like, there's no spacing. So if you have Russell Westbrook cutting, running, screening,
cutting where all those people are already there. No, there's no space.
No, you can cut. You can cut behind the basket. You can cut through defenders. You can provide a screen. I mean, just watch what Steph Curry does when he doesn't have the ball.
Their offense is built so differently. Like the ball doesn't stick at all,
No,
and it all has to do with Steph Curry. But I'm just saying that the Lakers, the problem is all the individual players are so good, and in their head they know that they're so good that when they get the ball, their immediate thought is, okay, this team only has me and I have to do something. So they take the ball and then what to do. On the Warriors, it's almost never like that. Like the ball never sticks.
Right.
Like the
defense.
But
this
is that so difficult to understand as a team?
No, I mean, see, the problem is that with Westbrook, I mean, I don't know, man.
It's not about Westbrook.
No,
I'm not even talking about Westbrook.
So I feel that if he cuts, and if LeBron is on the team and he has the ball, I'm pretty sure that Westbrook will get more touches. He'll be more effective. He will have a high field goal percentage. He's not going to score like 25, 30, but he's going to score 20 easy points because he's fast. He can cut. He can dunk. He has that, like one step just flies into the air. So he has all of that stuff, but what he wants is he wants the ball. He wants to dribble it here and there, and then he wants to take a clunk it. And that's the problem. That game is over of his. This won't work with the Lakers. So LeBron should say, listen, man, just keep cutting and I will find you and I will give you a pass. Don't sulk if you don't get the ball. Don't do it and Russell Westbrook is great in the open court. Once he gets the ball, he kind of flies. So he has to really focus on what he's really good at and just try to tie the bad stuff up.
Adapt or perish. Isn't that
Perish.
what the...
I think that's that. Yeah, this is what Carmelo did, right? He adapted. Like he realized, fuck, I'm not going to get the ball in the block like I used to get. I can't do the Charles Barkley, butt push and turn around jumper. It's over. That game might come. Maybe I get some shots like that, but most of my shots are just going to be like 3-pointers. Some back to the baskets, open threes, and you have to adapt. And and this is, this goes back to my Manu Ginobili things. Like, I think Manu Ginobili was,
super but adapting.
Yeah, but he was reprimanded for it. He should have been in the top 75, but people were like,
I can't do that again. That's just ridiculous.
I was so depressed. Anyways, let's go. Moving on.
Vineet, now I will hand over the reins to you, because the other question that I had was about, I will maybe go after whatever you have to ask, unless that was a bluff.
No, that I have questions, but you ask. Let's see till what time we
can. Sadly, it's all Lakers related, because the Warriors have absolutely no question. What do you think about Gary Payton 2? Junior.
Okay.
Did you know that there is a difference if somebody is named Junior, right? If there is a Vineet Junior versus if there is a Vineet the second.
The second, okay.
Vineet the second. What is the difference between somebody being named this and that?
No.
So Vineet Junior means Vineet is not Vineet Junior's father.
Okay.
He is being named Vineet in honor of somebody, but who was not his father. But Vineet the second means that Vineet is the father.
Interesting. Oh, look at this. Tidbits.
You learned something on this podcast.
I learned something. How did you like, were you interested? Were you like, oh, why is his name?
No. I remember random, you read random facts and somehow, it comes to podcast. So that's why you should all start podcasts. Not really. Please don't. It's very difficult. Not very fulfilling. It's fulfilling, but not very.
Not very fulfilling. It is fulfilling. Not very fulfilling. So my question was about these third quarter Golden State runs. Why do you think that happens? Like, everybody knows they're going to make a run. Everybody knows they're going to come and they're going to demolish you, and yet no one can stop it. So one is, have you seen enough Golden State Warrior games? I've seen a couple of them.
I've seen three games. Three games, at least this month I've seen 3 games.
So what are your thoughts on it? Like, why do you think they are so effective in the third quarter? Do you think they have a separate game plan because before it used to be called, what is that called?
The death lineup.
And then another, when after Iguodala left,
Sean Livingston and not Sean Livingston did leave. Iguodala left. Harrison Barnes.
Harrison Barnes left. Yeah.
And then KD. They got KD.
They got KD. That was called the death lineup. But
the
other thing was Hampton something. No, Hampton 5.
Hampton 5. Yeah, that was Iguodala, Clay, Curry, Draymond, and Kevin Durant. What a ridiculous lineup. Anyway, yes. So you were asking about.
So I'm asking, what do you think they do?
I don't think it's about something they do, because they do the same things in the first quarter. I think for me, like whenever I watch basketball games, and this is true even for a game which I'm playing in and watching it while I'm playing it. It's true for women's games. It's true for men's games. It's true for professional women's,
it's true for all
amateur women.
No,
I need you to know how many games I know. Okay, so what happens is, unless you know the teams, right, it's very difficult to figure out who's gonna win, who's gonna lose beforehand, because through the four quarters, the mentally strong team usually figures out a way during that halftime. Like that first quarter, they're just, people are just running around here and there. They've got all the energy, just like running around. Baskets are coming, easy baskets. Whatever. It doesn't really matter. Halftime, something happens where that strong team knows that we are going to continue to do this, but now we're going to do it a little bit better. And that need not even be true. The other team just completely, crumbles apart. Like, I don't think from whatever I've seen, I don't think they do anything special in the third quarter. It's just that they continue. Like, it's just continue to do it. Continue. Third quarter, they come out of the halftime. Like one team, that's that tough team. That's that mentally tough team. That's that championship aspiration team who's like, no, we have got to take control right now if they don't already have control. And most of the Golden State runs happens when the game is sort of tied or they're trailing a little bit. I think last week against the Cleveland Cavaliers or something, Curry had that 22-point fourth quarter.
Crazy. I was watching that game, man, and I was like, "Wow, the Cavaliers!" Because I've been on the Cavaliers.
Yes.
I was like, yes, come on, Cavaliers!" Vindication. And then Curry just went freaking like nuclear, man.
But you saw the game, right? Did you think he did anything different? Like the screens were set at the same places, everything was same. It's just that little spark happens. Well, I mean, okay, I don't know if you think that, but what do you think?
Well, this happened in the fourth quarter, so it's not a third quarter thing.
So it doesn't matter. So yours was specifically third quarter.
Yeah. Because it's something that I've noticed in like most Golden State Warrior games. So this is my theory. My theory is that this is a Kerr stealing Popovich's outside. So the Spurs used to have this thing after halftime, which is they would run like 4 or 5 like set plays. Which is, it doesn't matter what your defense is. We have these set plays. We're going to play these 4 or 5 set plays. We're going to try to get points. I don't know why they used to do it, but it was very effective, clearly. So my guess is that's what these guys. Obviously, I haven't watched enough Golden State Warriors to see, okay, what are these set plays, right?
But they haven't trailed us also that much. Like, they usually finish off the thing by the third quarter. They haven't trailed that much.
Yeah, and I remember we were watching the Cleveland Cavaliers game, and they put out this stat saying that I think the Golden State Warriors are down by 3 points, and the announcer was like, "This is the highest deficit that the Golden State Warriors by 3 points." I was like, "Wow, like these guys are playing really good." But I don't know. I couldn't figure it out. I mean, I'm just trying to think like, okay, what and why are they so effective in the third quarter? Like it can't be, that they're doing the same things again and again. I think they're doing something specific, and they have a game plan for the third quarter. Is like, this is how we're going to execute our first like 5 plays or last 5 plays or something like that.
I mean, that's what I think it's more on the opposition. Like, see, winners do the same things again and again. Like, and the losers are the ones who just are not sure what is working. So they're like, I will change this. But winners know that, if I do my work well, see, offense will always have the advantage over defense. So Golden State is always playing defense. Like they've got that, like, Josh to always harass people and always make them play at their pace. All of these are qualities of championship teams. So like, you don't play at their pace. Golden State will always be like, yes, we are going to play at this place. You come at us, but we've got steps, so we're going to win. That's been their motto for a long time. Like, just we are going to hustle you up. We're going to hurry you up. I mean, the Brooklyn Nets game, the Draymond Green absolutely destroyed whatever chances the Brooklyn Nets had by just making sure that whatever happens, KD ko hum nahi chhodenge. KD, you come, stay with me. Yeah, give me a hand, stay with me. Baki, you guys try to figure something out. And everyone hassling James Harden, KD not being comfortable, like KD's airspace getting all of that is just that defensive thing, right? And the more defense you play, what happens is sometimes teams just start chucking threes. This is more true in Indian case. I don't think it's true that was in Indian case. When things don't go well, people are like, okay, let me just start shooting threes now. So, and if they don't go, and then again, mental barrier that my 15-point lead has become now 3-point lead, 2-point lead. Oh shit, it's going before my eyes. I think it's a mental thing, because I don't think that they are running separate plays in the third quarter. It's just that they do the same thing again and again, and like that little crack happens, and that crack becomes a and that's what I feel.
That's fair. It's not a bad analysis, I would say. All right, bro. I think we are out of questions.
I just had to ask that one last question, which was not a question. It's more sort of, on December 25th this year, a long-standing tradition of the Los Angeles Strip. I don't know if it's called the Strip, but the downtown area, Staples Center, is going to be renamed into the Crypto.com Arena.
Oh, right.
This is the second week in a row we're talking about crypto, but I don't want to talk about crypto. But isn't it weird to have a .com in your name? Like, you think the announcer is going to be like, Oh, he brings the roof down on the crypto.com arena. Just seems weird. Like, why would you?
I think it will get shorter into something, right? Like, like
Cryptology.
technically, like the Boston Garden is the TD
TD
Garden.
Garden.
I think. But what is TD? I think TD is a full form of some company.
It's at Toronto Dominion Garden.
Toronto Dominion.
Yeah. It's named after its sponsor TD Bank, a subsidiary of Canada's Toronto Dominion Bank.
TD Bank.
But you can short at like TD is still fine.
Crypt is good, right? Crypt is good.
Crypt is good. Crypt is good. Crypt is good. Something to do with Crips is also good because that's a local gang based in Los Angeles. I don't think they'll do that.
I don't think they'll do that. No, it's very negative connotation.
Crypto.com. That's
hey
ridiculous.
man,
So,
that whole arena could have been bought by some loser who
some little 16-year-old kid who was just the right place at the right time.
He put $10,000 into crypto in like 2014, and he's like, oh, let me just buy it.
Let me buy this arena. Why not?
Why not?
Okay.
All right, man.
On that note, Vineet, I think we'll end this podcast. This is fun, mostly fun for Lakers fans because we most talked about the Lakers only and how terrible they're doing. But there's, like you said, only 20% of the season is done, and as we move forward, maybe things will get improved. And so, right, guys, you guys do your thing, like, share, subscribe, do that jazz, and we will see you guys next week. Vineet, is that correct?
Yes.
So in that case, say bye bye.
Bye bye.